Check out the sunset. Sure is a nice view this evening. I've watched quite a few sunsets from this vantage point up here on the hill, looking northwest toward town. Beautiful evening. It would be a nice evening to go flying too. Beans are coming around after we've gotten some decent rains. Got the weeds sprayed. Good evening, everyone. Long time no see, but it's Jesse, Schoolcraft Family Farmstead. Beautiful evening, and I just was thinking that I had done that video last time on 4000 and doing some bush hogging with it. So this old baby back here has kind of been neglected. Well, I say it's been neglected. We just really haven't used it much. Uncle Larry's talking about possibly selling it, but figured I'd do a video. Some of you may already know difference between 4000 and 4020, but I figured I'd do a video for those of you that don't know the difference, and also show you the differences between a tractor like this one, which has the hydraulic levers on the dash, and also the newer ones like the 4000 there. I say newer for that style, which have the side console where the hydraulic levers are to the right of the seat. Uncle Larry's had this 4020 for, gosh, at least 20 years. I think maybe even a little more, 20, 22 years, something like that. It's a 1965 model. He was telling me the other day he thinks he paid around $4,200 for it, which you'd never be able to do anymore. He added the upgraded steps to make it easier for him to get on and off the tractor. But overall, it's a pretty nice, clean, straight tractor. It's a diesel, of course, and it has dual hydraulics. It's a 65 model, so they made the started making the 4020s, the 20 series in general, the 4020 and the 3020, the 5020. They started making those, I believe it was 64 was the first year. So this one is a 65, so the second year they started making the 20 series. They made the 10 series from 61 to 63, so like the 4010s and the 3010s, 5010. And those were the new generation of John Deere tractors, following the 2 cylinders. Speaking of 2 cylinders, there's an example of one of the 2 cylinders, one of the later 2 cylinders. That's my 430 there. Got to go through the fuel system on it, get the carb rebuilt, clean out the gas tank. I think it had some crud in the gas tank and kept getting into the carb, so I got to get that taken apart, get it done. That's one of the last 2 cylinders though. I believe that one's a 58 or 59. I believe it's a 58 model though. And if I remember correctly, I believe they made the 30 series with so there's the 430. Actually, there was a 330 as well, but 330, 430, 530, 630, 730, and 830s from 56 to 60 or 57 to 60. I can't remember what the first year was though. It's either 56 or 57 though. Then they went to the 10 series and then the 20 series here. So you can see here the big difference between this particular 4020, since it's an early model 4020, and the 4000 back here is right here. You see these 2 outside lever, or the outside lever and the middle lever, those are your 2 hydraulic levers. If it was only single hydraulic, you'd only have 1 hydraulic lever. Good grief. This one here, it's your 3-point hitch. Okay, you'll see on the 4000 that I'll show you here in just a second, they are to the right of the seat. Now we're over here on the 4000. You'll notice no hydraulic levers. Actually, this is the PTO lever. So that's how you engage right there. PTO is engaged. Now it's disengaged. On the 4000s, all 4000s actually, because I believe they started making the 4000 in 69. which was the first year for this side console. They started doing this on the 4020s and the 3020s as well. Moved the hydraulic levers over here, which is much more handy because when you're turning back to look at an attachment, you've got your left hand on the wheel and your right hand over here on the hydraulic levers. It's a lot easier to do that than having to twist, have your left hand on the hydraulic levers, your right hand on the wheel. It's just much more convenient having the hydraulic levers over here. These 4000s, there's the goat food, getting ready to go feed them, take care of them for the evening. With 4000s, you saw this tractor in my last video. Like I just mentioned a little while ago, they made these, if I remember correctly, from 69 to 72. And my dad says it's kind of like a knockoff 4020. Same engine. Both of these are diesels, both of these particular tractors, this 4000 and that 4020. Both of these are diesels, and they're the same size engine. They both have the 404 diesel. I believe on the 4000, it's not quite as much horsepower, but it's really close, just within a few horsepower if I remember correctly. The big difference though is in the back end, which I'll show you here in just a second. Here's the back end of the 4000, which, like the 4020 that Uncle Larry has, also has dual hydraulics, but you'll notice there's not as much back here. There's a lot more exposed back here. On the 4020, you'll see up here on the left side of the seat, there's a toolbox, and there's another box over here on the right side covering the rock shafts there. So that's what the 4000 looks like here in the back end. It also has a lighter weight rear end. The 4000 is about 1,000 pounds lighter than this 4020. The 4020 has a heavier duty rear end, could pull a little bit more. Like I mentioned earlier, this one also has dual hydraulics, but you'll see these covers, these boxes here. On the left side, we have a toolbox where we keep all of our hitch pins and any random tools that we might need there in that toolbox. Okay, so that's why my dad kind of called the 4000, or calls the 4000, kind of like a knockoff 4020. Lighter weight, about 1,000 pounds lighter. And I was reading, some of you may have read this before too, that they claimed, I guess Deere claimed that a 4000 could pull, which is the 4000 there. I know I'm kind of going back and forth. Hopefully I'm not making you dizzy. 4000 could pull I think it was a 4-bottom plow in a field and take the same amount of time that a 4020 would pull a 5-bottom plow. That's all for this evening. I know it's a pretty short and brief video, but just wanted to do that little video on the differences between the 4000 and 4020 that I know of anyway. I'm sure some of you others that are well versed in the older John Deere tractors can probably make some comments and school me on some other differences between the two of them. But I figured since they were both just sitting out here, it's kind of like an invitation to make a video. But if you would not mind, please like this video and subscribe to my channel. We've kind of hit a little bit of a plateau in my subscribers, but the last couple months I've just about doubled my subscribers, which I greatly appreciate, and hopefully can continue to keep growing this, and hopefully I can continue to make some more time to make some more videos. We just started school today. It was the first day with students, and I'm looking forward to that. I've got my U.S. history classes, and I'm even making my own new class this year. With me being such a genealogy nerd, I decided to start my own elective. It's 1 quarter for each class. So I've got 4 genealogy classes where my kids will be able to make their own family tree. So I'm really excited about that. Even got a grant to where they'll have free access to all of Ancestry.com's documents. So we'll see how that goes. I'm really excited about it, and I think it'll go really well as these kids learn a lot about their ancestry. I know I've spent, gosh, at least a dozen years, probably a little more, building my family tree on Ancestry.com. And it'll be neat to see them do the same and see some of the neat things that they learn about their family tree. But beautiful evening, thankfully. It's been a bit cooler. Last week we had a few really brutal days that were extremely hot. But yeah, again, if you would not mind to like this video and subscribe to my channel, I'd greatly appreciate it. We'll see you next time. Take care.